A black man in a sharp suit was slammed to the ground outside a courthouse, treated like a criminal before he could say a word. The officer never asked his name, never saw the truth, only the story he had been taught to fear. What followed would shake a city, expose a system, and force a reckoning neither man was ready for. What happened next would shock even those who've seen it all, but let's start from the beginning. Same room. Different energy. "We want you back," Richard said. "Why?" A new contract slid across. 10 times the original. Malik closed it. "You didn't reject my work. You rejected me. This is business. This is bias." The junior associate spoke up. "He's right." Silence. "You dismissed him before he finished." Then came the leak. The recorded meeting went online. Interruptions. Smirks. Dismissal. The internet exploded. This wasn't about design. This was discrimination. A civil rights investigation began. That night, Richard called again. "I made a mistake." No answer. "I need your help." Malik looked out the window. Now, he had control. The holding room was quiet except for the scratch of a pen. "Name?" Daniels asked. Marcus sat straight, cuffs still on. "Check my ID." Daniels opened the wallet. Then everything stopped. "Judge," he muttered. Marcus met his eyes. Federal Judge Marcus Ellison. The room went cold. Daniels blinked. You serious?" Marcus leaned back slightly. "And if I am?" Daniels stepped back, running a hand over his head. This is bad." "No," Marcus corrected. "This is normal." That's the problem. A TV in the corner suddenly lit up. Breaking news. Footage played Marcus being tackled, face down, surrounded by officers. Video of an apparent wrongful detention is spreading rapidly. Daniels stared at the screen. Oh no. Hashtags flashed. Hashtag walking while black. Hashtag judge or not. Marcus didn't even look. "You didn't see a judge," he said quietly. "You saw a threat." Daniels swallowed. "I didn't know who you were." Marcus nodded once. "You didn't need to." Outside, reporters were already gathering. Inside, Daniels realized something worse than a mistake had just happened. He'd just become the story. The courthouse buzzed like a storm. Marcus stood in his chamber, adjusting his cufflinks. His hands were steady, but his thoughts weren't. For a second, he saw his younger self. Pressed against a police car. Wrong place. Wrong face. A knock. "Judge. Officer Daniels is here." "Send him in." Daniels walked in, slower this time. "I'm here to apologize," he said. "Not because of the cameras. Because." "I get it now." Marcus raised an eyebrow. "You get it?" Daniels nodded. "I saw what I was trained to see." "And what's that?" "A threat." Marcus stepped closer. "No," he said quietly. "You saw a story. One you never questioned." Daniels didn't argue. Outside, chants echoed faintly, "No justice, no peace." Marcus glanced toward the window. "That video," he said, "it's not about me. It's about every person who didn't have a title to protect them." Daniels looked down. "I messed up." Marcus paused. "Yeah," he said. "You did." But his voice wasn't angry. It was heavier than that. The courtroom was packed. Cameras. Community members. Silence. Marcus took the bench. Daniels stood below, not as an officer, but as a man being judged. Marcus spoke clearly. "This case is not about one moment. It's about a pattern." He looked directly at Daniels. You acted on assumption, not evidence. Daniels didn't look up. But you're not alone, Marcus continued. That assumption is taught. Reinforced. A pause. That doesn't excuse it. The room held its breath. Marcus delivered the ruling. Disciplinary action. Mandatory retraining. Civil penalties. And more department-wide reform under federal oversight. A ripple moved through the courtroom. This wasn't just punishment. It was change. Outside, cameras flashed as Marcus stepped forward. Judge Ellison, someone called. Was this justice? Marcus stopped. Justice isn't a single decision, he said. It's what we do after we see the truth. Behind him, Daniel stood still, watching, thinking. For the first time, not reacting. Learning. And maybe, finally, seeing.